Welcome to the Third Eye Podcast. We're gonna have a great time here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Healing is hard. Healing is hard. I feel like I need to do a couple more of the gnomes. I feel like it lets out my stress a little bit. You're just gonna have to deal with an echo. We live in a world of echo chambers, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes what we put in our echo chambers is not that which comes from ourself, but from another person, another entity, an outside force. And it's hard. It's hard to get those echoes out of your realm when you don't know how to get them out, when you don't know how to change them. They come back. All of your problems, they come floating back to you. You push them away. They find their way back. What's wrong with me? People think. I don't know what's wrong with me. There's so much wrong with me. I'm such a piece of shit. And all this is that's not the answer. This may not be the answer for you, doing what I'm doing. It may not seem like it anyway. How can this possibly be the answer? Imagine for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, that you do have an echo chamber, and in that echo chamber, this place that is your soul, if you let things in that aren't yourself, that aren't real, your moral values, if they don't represent who you are, and you let them in, and you let them bounce off the walls of your temple. They become who you are. I'm a piece of shit. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. That's who you are. That's who you are. That's who you are. Replace it, ladies and gentlemen. Replace it? No. Transform it? That's a little closer. Transcend it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to transcend. transcend our behaviors, how we're acting. I want to make a better me. How do I make a better me? You can't do that by hating yourself. Watch, ladies and gentlemen. A monster. That's not good for you. I love it. Am I supposed to do things I don't love? Am I supposed to... What am I supposed to do with these things that I've been pulled and attracted to? I'm supposed to transcend them? I know in my sober, clearer moments where I'm fully in this realm, fully subject to all the things that I have weaved myself through and am part of. I work for a job. I own an apartment. I have a cat who has health issues that I'm trying to do the best for him that I can. So many facets of life my body has been weaved part of, guided by an ancestral force. Oh, it's not the same without the echo. Oh, guided by my ancestors. And with all these things that I've woven myself into, partially from duty, partially from responsibility, partially from a desire to want to be better and transcend a part of me that existed not but even 5 years ago. And that's an interesting perspective too, I suppose. What's 5 years? What is 5 years? We don't think the way that we limit ourselves with time. 5 years isn't what we think it is. I can look back at just what I did yesterday, and it's also like a dream to me. It's a dream just like the dreams that I have, and now the dreams that I'm beginning to have, they start to bleed into reality, where I wake up in the morning and I don't know exactly. I'm like, I think that thing that I remember, that's definitely a part of a dream. Yes, there's a feel there. There's an ethereal feeling there where it's like it was both reality but not this reality. I was tuned into a different reality, and even in my dreams. So I think dreams and tripping, very similar. I wonder what the endogenous chemicals our brains are releasing are doing. And I know I worry about taking pills and prescriptions, and even for my own cat. The vet comes in and she's like, he's going to be on this diet for the rest of his life. No. Like it's no big deal. I mean, I don't believe her. I don't think he has to be on that diet for the rest of his life. Maybe I gotta find him a field mouse a day and feed it to him, let him catch it, let him eat it. I don't know, that sounds inhumane, but is it inhumane? Nature designed it in a certain way. It can't be inhumane. What is inhumane? What is human? What is even that? What are even we? I think we're all the same thing. We're like a schizophrenic hive mind. If there is a realm above this one, let's just say that there is, because that's what I believe. There's a realm above this one, and this hive mind that we are is represented in a higher dimension. Let's say, in an example, as a person. That person is schizophrenic. And they see things, and they're not all there. They're confused of who they are. They think they're this. They think they're that. They think they're anything maybe. And meanwhile, in this extra dimension, we have beings that are sitting next to us, that are close to us, that care about us, and they're like, don't touch him right now. Don't interact with him. He's having a bad trip. He's coming to realizations. He's figuring out who he is. Like this, what we are, the Big Bang. What if the Big Bang is an extra dimensional being taking a really fat rip of an extra dimensional psychedelic that is supposed to transcend them into an even better version of what they are. And so in the process of that, they have this schizophrenic breakdown, and that's the Big Bang. That's where it goes boom, and we fractionalize into an infinite number of lifestyles and living beings and creatures, all trying to just survive. And even though that happens, the natural codex of life takes place, the natural order of things take place. Nature is created through this beautiful articulated evolution that's perfectly symmetrical and in a infinitely cosmic and beautiful way, and it creates you for exactly the purpose that you're needed for, to fill a balance, to fill a need somewhere in the universe. There is no dead space in the universe. So as a result, we are not dead space. We can't be dead space. So if you're fat, if you're 400 pounds and you think you're a waste of space, you're not. You're just exerting yourself onto your environment in a way that this is what no control looks like. When you don't control yourself, demons control you, quote unquote demons. So there's 7 deadly sins, right? I don't think they're deadly for a reason, and we are warned against them for a reason. Moderation between these 7 deadly sins is an important thing. I think we also might possibly have an incomplete view of it. There could be more sins. There could be sins. There could be trans-dimensional sins. To sin means to miss the mark. Like an archery term, you miss your target of what you aim for. I'm aiming to be a better human. And I want to be happy at the same time. How do we do that? One way is not beating yourself up when you reach for that monster can. I didn't even want to drink, really. I just wanted to make an example. It's hard to forgive yourself if you're stuck in a place you feel like your mind is a temple, and you decorate it, you embellish it, you create it from the ground up, from scratch. In your mind, you create this place that is yourself at the same time. It is walls, it is doors, it is ceilings. It is the artifacts within. It is the accessories that decorate it. It is the wall paint, the wallpaper maybe, the furniture, the feng shui. You have an internal place, and how you behave in this world, in this 3rd dimensional world, at the same time creates that place for you. So let's say, what if, when you die, you go to hell if you've made all the wrong choices, whatever that may look like to you. Throughout your life, if you're making all the wrong choices, you're turning your mental haven, this mental space of yours, into hell. Every decision you make, every little inch of a wiggle of a finger in the wrong direction can create a world for you that when you die, you transfer to that world that you've created in this world. You've created it through your actions in this world, and it contorts your soul into that which you were chasing, probably, throughout this life. Maybe I'm wrong about that, because, what was I saying about Hitler? I think he's probably being taught a very deep lesson, not necessarily being punished, but throughout his life, he made choices certainly that weren't in alignment with what he wanted. And he wanted to be an artist, and somehow he ended up seeing his Third Reich like his most beautiful masterpiece. And that's a twisted way to see it. But that's who he was. He was an artist. And so when the tribe that he was a part of told him, your art is bullshit and it's not good enough, and we're the ones who can say whether or not it's good enough, he enacts a sort of vengeance against his tribe. I think the term Ubuntu means, I fucking don't know what it means right now. Let's search it up. The meaning of Ubuntu. I think it is a tribal term. I don't know which tribe. What is the meaning of Ubuntu? What is the full meaning? Ancient African word meaning humanity to others, often described as reminding us that I am what I am because of who we all are. Perfect. I am who I am because of who we all are. And everybody surrounding Hitler helped to create him into the person that he was. It is said that when a child is rejected from his tribe, he will burn down the village to feel its warmth. And that's exactly what Hitler did. That is exactly what Hitler did. He was rejected for his gifts, even though they might not have been as refined, because it takes time to refine a gift, to really connect the divine link to it and be able to express beauty into the realm. But we were already on a path, a track to a world of struggle and strife and suffering, and it aided in creating Hitler who he was. Because, I mean, isn't his name technically Adolf? Why don't we call him by his first name? Adolf deserves some forgiveness, and there are other Adolfs out there who unfortunately bear the weight of Adolf Hitler's mistakes, and it's almost like I want to say that they weren't mistakes because of the things that happened around him that aided in creating who he was, and how it twisted his sense of what was artistic into genocide. But we fill our echo chambers with what other people are saying, and we need to transcend that habit. We need to realize we have an echo chamber, that we have a temple, that we have an inner place, and that it's created through our actions. And if we can realize that, then we can start to really have a full grip maybe on our reality, you know? Because this is not the only reality. Certainly not. It's certainly not. And I am reminded of that constantly. I get little synchronicities, little messages, little reminders all the time that I'm being watched, that I'm being protected. The close calls that I've had so many close calls where it's like, that thing should have hit me. That thing should have hit me, and I should be in the hospital. I should be in the hospital. I should be $5,000 more in debt. I should be. But I'm not. I'm right here in this nice apartment with my sweet cat and my lovely wife. My clothes are clean. I may not have a lot of food, but I won't go hungry. I may not have a lot of money, but I'm still doing the things that I want. I may not have myself fully under control, but I am still happy. How did I get here? I used to be very unhappy. And I thought the answer was more than just like getting a grip, but this over masculine overcorrection of get a grip, suck it up, and move forward no matter what. And while that really helped me start things, and it created like a metaphysical tool in my temple, in my palace, that I now have a tool I can use whenever I want, a tool that will evolve, much like the Doctor Who screwdriver. It will evolve over time with each incarnation of myself, as each time I realize something about myself that I can change, that I do change. I am like stripping away another layer of the Doctor. Now it's 13, now it's 14, now it's 15, and the numbers go on into infinity until this body dies, and then my consciousness moves from this body to maybe another dimension. If we don't have the technology, we might have the technology by the time this body wants to die, that I can craft a new avatar body, and I can move my consciousness into it. And I really don't think I would want to change anything about my body or who I am. If I got the opportunity to craft an avatar, I would want one that looks just like me. And it's not some vain thing, I don't think. I think I've grown attached, in a sense, to myself. I've begun to love myself and what I'm doing here, and I'm working on that a lot, but it sort of comes naturally. Especially if you do some psychedelics, I suppose. I feel like psychedelics can help. They help in so many ways. So many scientific research papers. So many provable sources and anecdotal ones have come out about the positive things that can come from psychedelics. All of them. LSD, which is acid, mushrooms, DMT, which is ayahuasca in the short form, ibogaine comes from another. It's all coming from plants. We used to be connected to these plants really, really deeply. Native Americans probably were. I don't know about the cannibals, about the cannibal Native Americans, if they had stuff like that or not, but even it's just a part of your reality. You can be a cannibal, and you can be taking mushrooms, and you can be tripping hardcore, and that's what you want. That's your world. You grew up a cannibal. You slaughter people, and you strip them for meat, just like you do a cow. And when you trip on mushrooms, if you're not like an evil person, but you grew up the way that you did, you're probably having a good trip. You're probably stripping meat right off the bone of a 14-year-old opposing village female tribe woman to some tiny person. You're stripping meat. And you're tripping balls at the same time, and you're like, yeah, this is right where I'm supposed to be. And maybe it is. We're probably supposed to evolve like this super slowly over time, because like change is hard. Like I said, being happy is hard, and to go from like savage mentalities and savage ways of life and primitive ways of thinking and technologies to more advanced ones, we can't do that change drastically. We can't do it overnight. If we did, we would scar and hurt and maybe even kill people that we could have brought along with us. I want to bring people with us. The boat to the next realm leaves eventually. And maybe it takes 100 million, 1,000 years. A trillion, a billion, a trillion billions. So big on the time scale of life that we can't understand it, but the boat leaves, and or maybe let's be nice for a minute, maybe it doesn't. Maybe the ferry waits for you, waits till you got your 5 cents. But that's what I like to think. I like to try and be optimistic at all times. The world that we live in, and the spiritual ties that we have, and the realms that we're connected to, they exert control. Not control. They exert a certain kind of effect on us, and we on them. We're important as humans. We're important for a reason I can't quite quantify or articulate out right now. But maybe I'll get there. But I think we're definitely important in the sense that I believe our minds are extremely powerful. Like I've said, so powerful that we can, we might just be able to manifest the world that we're in simply by our belief in it. The placebo effect is a strong one. And simply believing that a chiropractor will heal you can give you that benefit of being healed. And believing that a sugar pill can heal you can give you the effect of being healed. It's your belief that matters. So when we believe in God through Christianity, that has an effect. When we believe in God through the Torah or the Bhagavad Gita or whatever religion we believe in, it has an effect. But so does the negativities that have been twisted into those religions, because those religions aren't perfect. What's a perfect religion? I don't know if there is one. I think maybe the perfect religion is... I don't have the words for it. I want to say something like non-secular religion. I don't even know what that means. But I can't say what the perfect religion is. Don't listen to me. I do think that there is an idea out there that's coming, an ism that's coming, that I don't know, humanitarianism. No, like, I think that already exists, and it might not even be that great. I don't know. Something's coming, and we all have the opportunity to be a part of it. And I think most of us will jump on, especially if we can learn how to forgive ourselves, forgive the past, whatever the past is, and be able to look at every single bad thing that's ever happened. The black man that stabbed a young white man on a bus or a train in Charlotte, we gotta forgive him too. We've gotta, like, the people that went to Epstein's Island, the people that are in Africa, the pirates that are robbing ships. It's hard to forgive all these people, I know, but believe me when I say that we won't find a way to transcend, to hop from planet to planet, to explore the universe if we're not kind. I think, aliens do exist, and whatever aliens are, we're aliens too. We're just as a hive mind, we're an alien that can't be approached because we're crazy. If you try and talk to us, we might stab you, and you were just trying to be kind. What happens on this planet? As above, so below. Look around you and realize that what you see is also a representation of what something else on a bigger realm, a bigger dimension is seeing from us. So when you go to LA and you see the tent cities, and you see zombie people just leaning over, think about what that must look like to an interdimensional being above us. Use your creativity here and really expand your mind and think about how crazy it must look to something that can see through you into the future, into the past, into the present, can see everything you're doing and have done, and be like, I can't interact with you right now. It's detrimental to me. Like when you talk to somebody that has a bad vibe, somebody that you just don't vibe with, you realize you can't talk to them. You can't keep interacting with them because it's harshing your vibe. And your vibe is important. Your vibration is important. What you put into the echo chamber is important. It's so important that these aliens that we call aliens recognize probably that it's not wise to interact with someone having this kind of interdimensional breakdown. We hit the salvia pin or the pin or whatever the fuck, and we're having a hard time. And you can't, maybe as an interdimensional trip sitter, you recognize, or whatever the case may be, you recognize you just can't get involved. You can't. The potential for negative outcome is 1,000 times more the infinite than the infinite possibilities of good that you could choose. And it's way more detrimental to step in and try and control this hive mind's coming to understanding, coming to Jesus moment. It's way better to let them have that moment than to try and control that moment, than to try and guide that moment, maybe. And maybe they are guiding us, but they're doing it carefully, I would hope. And if you also look at the way that we act with war, why would an alien species, if there's other alien species out there, if there's other interdimensional travelers, I have a feeling, there's warring ones and there's loving ones. And I I'm optimistic. I have a feeling there's probably more loving ones out there than warring ones. I feel like the warring ones don't make it too far. I feel like they transform or transcend. And I feel like if you're a loving party, a loving alien interdimensional space party, then you've got to look at ones that are violent or have violent tendencies or that are transcending genetic violent tendencies. Because if we came from like monkeys or shrews or whatever it is, we have to do more than just grow. We have to transcend what we were, literally, as a being that was created by nature on this planet, using our intelligence and God-given powers to create something that's not a monkey anymore. Now, maybe something did come down that was an interdimensional alien, and they turned us into a worker species, and someone in the midst of that decided to mix in a little bit more of the essence or the DNA or the chemical X than they were supposed to, and now we have the capabilities that of gods, but we've been confused. We've been lied to, and we've been confused, like all the way before, almost like Assassin's Creed. There's a a long-standing evil hand that overreaches the world and has been trying to spread its grip over everything. And as it tries to do that, we look and act more and more schizophrenic and unloving and unaccepting. And could you just imagine the world we would live in if you could look at China, look towards it, as if it were a friend? Like, I can't wait to go to China and see what they're up to. They're so smart. They're so amazing. Look at their pop and dance groups, and I don't know. I think, if we transcend the way that we're being now, all these things are going to look different. Imagine, there are people in here in America that have Chinese friends, Japanese friends, African American friends, Taiwanese friends. The list goes on. I'm getting a little too specific, but you understand that you can be friends with anybody. And that the thing that we're doing where we other people and make them the enemy is getting in the way of us being a global civilization that gets to leave the planet and explore the universe. And if we become some global warring civilization, we're one marble in an infinite soup. If love has to do something about that, I don't know what it's going to do, but I can't imagine it would maybe look pleasant. If I do an ayahuasca trip and I have to throw up a bucket or two, so fucking be it. But these people that are so in the opposite direction look at that like they're gonna get killed. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't understand. But surely there is a way, an idea that is transcendent of what I'm trying to say here. There's a realm or a universe where you can take the darkest in our universe and pull them out and put them in this realm where it's like infinite love and healing, and maybe they get something out of it. But then there's those experiences where there's these atheists that have tried DMT. It's like having a god. You're talking to God, and and they can manage to see it and turn it in their mind like it's nothing. It's a hallucination. How can you possibly do that? I don't understand. And then again, I do. When I come back around to my idea of our minds are so powerful, we create what we believe. So if you really truly believe that that's nothing, you probably get in there and you see a lot but don't feel anything. When I go in there, I see things and I feel things. And profound feelings of waves of happiness and sadness and this like a deep feeling like I need to help, like I really need to help. It's like it hurts. I have a feeling that I need to help so bad that it hurts. It almost brings me to tears right now, just trying to think about how there's so many ways I want to help right now that I can't quite. They're so surrounded by all these foundations and donate here and charity that, and at the same time seeing everywhere the corruption within them, and you wonder where your help will even go if you tried to pour your love out like a river. Would it even get directed to the right place? And I suppose that's part of what I'm supposed to be saying out here is like, it seems like no matter where you put your money or your help or your love, it can be contorted into something that wasn't what it was when it left your energy field. When you put out positive energy, it's like people have found ways to contort it. Evil has found ways to contort it into corruption. And It hurts. But I won't give up. I know I'm talking to like 5 people. I know in the future I might still be talking to 5 people. I might come around to a point where I talk to just myself. This is just a journal for me, and people can listen along. My thoughts and my ideas will evolve over time, and you can stick around for it or not. I really don't care. It's nice to just be able to talk. So many people don't have the time to talk about this stuff that I'm talking about, with me especially. You know, and the times that we do get to talk about it, we get so sucked into it that hours go by and we realize, shit, life's knocking, time to go to bed. I gotta get up for work. And the conversation feels so important. It feels like we can't leave it like it's supposed to be talked about. But more than just talked about, but something done about it. But talking about it seems to be the first thing to do about it. If we can get this kind of message out, if people could watch a video like this and have the open mind and the mindset to be like, even if I don't believe him, maybe he's speaking some kind of sense that my mind won't allow me, because of my belief, to understand. It's a perfect quote from a Rainbow Kitten Surprise song. We're blind to the things we don't believe. And so if you don't believe that there is impossible things that are possible, if you watch the Marvel movies, if you drink the Kool-Aid, if you're a nut, if you go to Disneyland, if you're a Disney adult, if all these things, if you're sucked into the system fully, and you don't believe, if you believe, let's just say you believe that the only thing that really matters is this third dimensional realm, you're stuck. You're completely stuck, and it fucks you up. I'm doing this because my wife walked in the room and totally took me off the track, and now she's laughing. Round of applause for my beautiful wife. She's amazing. I have a little thing over here if you couldn't tell. How else would I be able to echo? It was too much fun. It was also comforting. It was very comforting to just go, oh. For some reason, it's like, and there's certainly a reason for that, but it was like it was the vibrations in my chest was helping me relieve my stress in that moment. Because I just came out of a little step out experience. I didn't go very far out of the body, though, I'll say that. It was more like a very introspective experience where I just laid back and tried to deal with some thoughts and some anxiety, and it didn't go the same way as last time. And but it allowed me to have that little interesting moment where when I come over here to this chair and I hit record and I go, hearing myself in the earphone over here with an echo like that, something about kind of like the ability to almost step into your own echo chamber with hearing that echo of yourself is very comforting. Sounds like there was many of me singing along to that comforting moment. And with my belief in infinite realities and infinite dimensions, there is an infinite number of me out there going, yo. And it's nice. We all connected for a moment there and made each other feel better. I know, I probably sound a little crazy, but you're crazy if you don't believe it. And I don't literally think you're crazy. Because what's crazy? What's sane? I think it's possible. I think it's possible that we're all of us here believing the things the way that we are kind of insane and schizophrenic, and it's a problem. And we need to forgive ourselves for the fact that we've abused the way that we manifest reality in a way. We've, like, molested it, like I've said before. And it's not... Sometimes my language is vulgar. I apologize. And it also sometimes, it can hit the mark, but really, it's like a dartboard, and I'm not hitting the bullseye here, folks. I'm a couple rings out, but I'm hitting the board, at least. And, I believe that we've been affected by something evil a long time ago, like such a long time ago. It can't be maybe even put into words. Like, we've been fighting it forever. We've been fighting it for for an infinity, and fighting it, trying to transcend it, trying to transform it, trying to get it to our side to be good. Whatever the case may be, we've been dealing with it, wrestling with it, and I think, the human race has gone through probably a whole lot more than four moments in time in the last 300, 400, 500,000 years, where we've either come close to full destruction, kind of like my close calls, where I should have been in the hospital, should have died, should have any number of things could have wiped us out completely, and it hasn't. I think, as a human race, we're supposed to have a comeback moment. We're all supposed to have a comeback moment. And we're supposed to try and bring as many of us as we can into through that underdog phase and out the other side, and realize that we are all one, and we can't transcend if we have this idea that we have to cut people off, that they don't matter, or that they're not worthy of coming along. Like, there are friends that I've cut off that I still care about, and I still, my mind reaches out to them in this ethereal space, like, I hope they're doing well, I hope they come around, I hope, and it still comes up with ideas on how to try to bring them along. Like, it still tries to articulate a pathway to me that I can interact with them and convince them and convert them to a new mindset that will allow them to not be conducted like a stringed puppet by evil and nervousness and anxiousness and that which is not holy and divine and not yourself. And it's difficult. I guess that's why it hurts to look around and see all of this discordant hate that we spread and have for ourselves, and this disdain for the past and willingness to not learn. We repeat history because we alter history and are unable to look back at it honestly, in a way. If we were able to look back at it truthfully, completely truthfully and honestly, we would be doing so in a way where we wouldn't be judging very much, I don't think. I think we'd be able to look back honestly and be like, what happened to Hitler? And it's not like, oh, we see this happen and this happened and this happened and became a genocidal person, and what we need to do then is make sure Nazis never exist or something like that. It's not that. We have to be able to do what I was doing there, which is look at what happened to Hitler. Look at everything that happened to Hitler. Who was he before he became Hitler? He was Adolf. People probably called him Adolf, and he was an artist, and that got twisted by evil. Where along the line did that happen? It's not a one moment thing. It's not a finish line you cross. Suddenly you're evil. You're good, now you're evil. It's a drawn out process that takes your lifetime and your lifespan to do. And that's why it's so hard to wrestle with God, as they say, because it takes your entire life. It takes every decision that you weigh on each scale, the good and the bad. Does this end up in my favor? Does this help everybody? And what we often choose is, does this help me? Does this work out in my favor? Instead of, what's the right choice? The right choice being something that will plant the trees now for the shade that will cool off my children, instead of, I want to plant these trees so I can turn it into paper. That's a very vague way of looking at it, but schools have got to change. Food's got to change. Pharmacies have got to change. All these things have got to change, and we can't do it by doing it, I think, prejudicedly and in a revenge way, like we're taking we've been done wrong. We've all been wronged. We've been tricked, and a lot of us are going to be angry. Be angry, but don't resort to violence. Be angry, but transcend that anger with a true divine solution. Look at Hitler and realize that he ended up where he was because of Ubuntu. I am what I am because of who we all are. We created Hitler. And that's why we repeat the past, because we try and control it too. We try and control the narrative of what happened instead of looking at it for what it was. And what it was another human. It's just another human that was transformed by their environment. And their environment consists of people too. So we have to be able to look at our drunk fathers and alcoholic or meth using mothers and absent fathers, and we have to be able to look at our harsh teachers and prejudiced nuns, school nuns, Catholic churches, and stonings in the streets of Iran because you saw a little too much ankle. Like, they're gonna happen. There's a woman getting rocks thrown at her head right now, and like I can picture it clearly, vividly. It upsets me, and I have to forgive that. That's intense. Forgive that which is evil for being existent. We're about done here, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I've been going on another long rant today. Friends will be coming aboard soon. I'm going to get another mic. Going to possibly get another camera. Friends will be coming along and sharing their experiences. And we'll be talking about a lot of things. We'll be talking about vaccines. We'll be talking about everything. We'll talk about everything and anything that happens in their life that's relevant. Not vaccines. Who am I, Joe Rogan? No. And he's not even... Listen to me. I'm crazy. Don't listen to me. I'm wonderful. More friends will be coming along soon. Friends of mine, really. And we'll talk about lots of things that I think are important, because the conversations I tend to have with my friends, I only become friends with people under very peculiar and specific certain circumstances. And these people that I have become friends with, they are actually my friends. There's a very, very ethereal, much like being connected to the divine, much like hitting the pin just the right way and then leaving your body, tuning in at just the right frequency. You will either be an acquaintance or you will be a friend. And that barrier, that ethereal barrier to pass through between acquaintance and friend, you pass through it without speaking words. You know what I mean? Like, when I talk to you, if you're going to be a friend, it's just going to happen. And it's going to be something that happens like feeling an energy shift in a room. When you walk into a room and your eyes lock with a stranger that you've never met before, and you're like, "What's up, dude?" And then you're friends for life. And you don't know how, but you connected like that. That's the people that will likely be on here, alongside maybe some family members in the future. Before long, I'll be starting a Patreon, so that way for those of you that listen regularly, if you want to support, you can. Watch the channel grow, because I will be here every Tuesday, unless something probably really serious happens. I'm going to be here every Tuesday. And don't be surprised if I upload every now and then sporadically. That's not Tuesday. You'll get content every Tuesday. I will be here every Tuesday, but every now and then I might upload something on Saturday or Friday or Thursday, because,
who knows when I'll get to have these conversations with these people. And I know one thing for sure, I don't want to limit them to only being released on Tuesdays. So if I have a conversation that takes place on Saturday, you'll probably see it uploaded on Saturday. Or if I'm starting a Patreon, maybe that kind of stuff will go to a Patreon. I don't know. I think you should definitely be able to have access to all of what I say here. So it's going to be a very finicky process as I figure this whole thing out. But I'll be here for y'all next Tuesday. Learn to forgive yourself. Forgive Hitler for what he's done. Forgive yourself for what you've done. Forgive your parents, your family, everybody. Y'all have a fantastic Tuesday afternoon. Yo.